Hello there, it's Debbie with Debbie Stamping Creations, and I'm really excited today to show you how to make a Wobble card. We are going to be using the Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite from the mini catalog, and this is one of those suites where the paper can pretty much do all the work for you. So I'm really excited to show you. Here are the papers, and it comes with the, or you can get the stamp set and the die bundle, and you can see that our dies actually cut things from the paper. So we have all these beautiful Christmas color patterns. On one side we have pattern, and on the other side, on some of them, you have pieces that you can either die cut or fussy cut out to create your own beautiful cards. So here are the papers that are in it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them have patterns on both sides. Aren't they beautiful? So many Christmas color patterns there. On these 5 pieces, on one side you have the patterns, the reds and greens and browns for Christmas. And on the other side, you have pieces that can be used on your cards. There is not a die to cut the tree, but you can see how easy it would be to fussy cut that out. Now here's the bells and the ornaments, and these just fit right on to cut your pieces out. You can see you can stamp the same images, and not only does it have the outside die, but it also has a detail die. So you can actually cut your outside out of one color of paper and use the detail of a different color and make your own beautiful pieces. But you can see here's bells and ornaments. And here are stars and mitts. Now we don't have a mitt either, but it's very, very easy to die cut out. And here's the piece that we're using today for our card. We cut these pieces out. And here's some bells and snowflakes. So let me get started and show you what pieces we're using for today's card. Okay, so for this particular card, I've done all the die cutting and stuff ahead of time to save you from shaking and commotion on the table. So we're going to be starting with a real red card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The designer series paper that I'm using for the front of the card, I cut at the full 5.5 by 4 1/4 measurement to cover the entire front. Okay, so the strip for across the card here is 5.5, so it covers the full width, and it's by 2 inches. And then the white strip that we're putting on is 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. For the inside of the card, I used Old Olive. The greens are Old Olive, and that is 5 1/4 by 4 and 5 by 3 3/4. Now for the greeting on the front of the card, I cut this out of the smallest piece in the stitched rectangles, stitched layering rectangles, and then I am layering it on a piece of the Old Olive that measures 1 7/8 by 1 3/8. Now all these measurements and everything will be on my blog, and I'll have that link in the description below. So if you don't catch any of this, you can go over there and see the whole thing. So I also die cut out of the Old Olive 2 of these strips. It's this die right here. And I cut one I'm going to put in the middle of the front, and one that I'm going to put at the bottom of the inside of the card. And of course the ornaments we cut out of one of the sheets of designer series paper. So we're going to do a little bit different putting this card together. This is a really quick card to put together. But on this card here, you can see I did one wobble. So I have another card here that I did 2 wobbles. On this card that we're making today, we're going to wobble all 3 and just let you decide which one you like better, 1, 2, or 3. And then in the comments below, if you could comment and let me know which one you like better, I would appreciate it. We can take a look at it and see which one is better. Okay, so let's get this put together. This is really quick card to do. And that's the good thing about designer series paper. When they do all the work for you, it doesn't take long. I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces down so they have a minute to dry before I snip the ends off. They are longer than our card is. So I'm putting liquid glue because there's not much place to glue here. And the ends, I didn't have to do the ends because it's longer than our piece. So I have there. And this doesn't really show much, but I just thought I needed something just a little bit in there. So, all right, this one's going to go on the bottom on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and glue it while I'm gluing. Do all my gluing at once. And whoop, there's a piece I need to take out. Where did that piece go? It's right there. Whoop, came right out. Okay, so this is going across the bottom on the inside of the card. And I'm going to leave it up just a little bit. Get it all straightened up. That's the other good thing about using glue. You got a minute or two to adjust it all. Okay, so to put this on, it is the same size as the front of your card. So it's real easy to line up the corners. And if you do have any overhang, you can always trim it with your paper snips. I always try to cut it just a tad smaller so that I don't have the overhang. But okay, next let's go ahead and attach the Wishing Merry Christmas. And I attached this on the other 2 cards with dimensionals, so we'll do the same here. And we're going to put that in the middle. Right there. We can go ahead and attach our green strip to the front. Look at me turning that all cockeyed. Now I got to go back and fold my adhesive over. Doesn't want to fold over there. Okay, so we're going to put this down so it's about right there. Now with this white piece that I can take the snips and cut the end pieces off. And I can go ahead and attach this to the front. Now we got the front done. Let's go ahead and do the inside before we attach our wobbles. Stampin' Up! Does not sell the wobbles. I do get my wobbles at a local craft store. And there are 2 sizes available. So if you have larger items that you want to attach, you can always use a larger wobble. Go ahead and get this folded over. And let me grab my wobbles. Here's what the wobbles look like when you get them in the store. They're peel and stick. I am not 100% sure what direction these go. I have used them both ways. I have been shown both ways. I'm going to show you how I do it because I think it's a better wobble. So you can see one side is your spring side, and then you have the solid side. I put the solid side on my item to be attached. So you can see this just really easily peels off. And you turn your ornament over and you're going to stick it down. We're going to stick all 3 and then we're going to place them on our card. And there, like I say, there are larger ones. So if you had like a larger item you wanted to put on the front of your card, you could. Okay. Now we're going to go back and we're going to take the sticky adhesive off of the bottom. Put your nail under there. And then you just stick it down on your card. And you can see it wobbles. We're going to stick all 3 of these with wobbles this time. And then you get to look at 1, 2, or 3. We're going to move this one right there. And then peel this one off. And it's going over here. Now, I don't know how hard those are going to be to move. I think once they're stuck, oh, no, I can move it. I'm going to move this one over a little bit. And this one's over. I'm going to try to adjust the center one. I should have put the center one down first. Like that. Okay, so there you have it. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, and they all wobble. Isn't that cool? So here's the one, the wobble with 1, and it's the center one. Here's the wobble with the 2 outside ones, and here is the one that we've just done with all 3 wobbling. So in the comments below, comment which one you would think is the best. Let me show you one more while I'm still here. This is a snowflake one that I did. And again, this is designer series paper, and these are cut out of the paper, and it's got a snowflake. So that you could use just about anything on the front of the cards. But 1, 2, or 3, which would it be? Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I will have the description below for my blog with the instructions for the card and all the measurements. Here is my November host code. If you place an order of $50 or more on my website or using my host code, you will receive a special thank you in the mail from me. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.